There is a moment in every great Cold War documentary when, well, you realise that the geopolitical chessboard wasn't just fought in strategy rooms. It was fought in mountains, tundra, and the lonely white silence of sub-zero outposts where survival depended on discipline, grit, and a ration tin that had to do more than satisfy hunger. It had to keep a soldier alive. Now, let's dive straight into the ration itself, the science behind it, how various nations engineered their own versions, and what it teaches modern survivalists about functioning in brutal cold environments. Standard rations failed in the cold for one simple reason. Fats and carbohydrates are burned by the body far faster when temperatures plunge below zero. A soldier who might require 3,000 calories in temperate conditions suddenly needed 4,500 to 6,000 just to maintain normal body heat. Cold, immobilized canned goods. Chocolate shattered like glass. Even water froze solid, unless carried inside clothing layers. The Cold War cold weather ration was built to counter every one of these problems. The United States produced the Ration Cold Weather, often called the RCW, which relied heavily on freeze-dried meals, high-fat snacks and powdered drinks that could be prepared with either hot or cold water. The Soviets created equally robust solutions, often involving compressed high-fat bricks made from grains, sugar and animal fats, paired with canned stews rich in tallow. Scandinavian NATO allies contributed their own innovations, developing rations based on local Arctic survival traditions, prioritizing fat-heavy dairy, smoked meats and biscuits engineered to stay edible at 40 degrees below zero. This was not just military planning, but physiological strategy. A meal had to thaw quickly, provide immediate energy, and continue releasing calories for hours. Modern survivalists take these cues today whenever they pack nut butters, high-fat chocolate bars, or freeze-dried meals for winter expeditions. If there was one lesson learned from Arctic warfare during World War II and carried into the Cold War, it was the importance of fat. Carbohydrates burn fast, but fats release energy slowly and steadily, providing insulation at the metabolic level. That is why nearly every Cold War ration contained items like cheese spreads, butter biscuits, pemmican-style meat bricks, lard-based stews, or high-fat chocolate. A practical example for modern cold weather preparedness is simple. If you're hiking at altitude or camping in winter, eating a high-fat meal before sleep can prevent midnight shivering. Many explorers still eat something as simple as peanut butter mixed with oats right before bed, mimicking the sustained caloric release Cold War soldiers depended on during long, freezing sentry duties. A frozen ration is useless, and Cold War militaries knew this. The US RCW used lightweight freeze-dried pouches that could be thawed inside a parka or quickly rehydrated with snow melted in a canteen cup. Soviet and Warsaw Pact forces relied on compact tins that could be warmed over small smokeless fuel tablets, designed not to reveal positions to thermal surveillance. There was a tactical aspect here too. Any flame in winter darkness could give away a patrol's location. So rations had to be edible, either hot or cold. A soldier cracking open a tin of high-fat stew could choke it down, even if still partially frozen. Scandinavian troops often carried ration items inside their clothing, letting body heat soften them gradually as they marched. To apply this in real survival scenarios today, many winter campers store energy bars inside their base layers or keep a freeze-dried meal pouch under the armpit before preparing it. The lesson is universal. Warmth is a resource. Use your own body heat to conserve the energy you would normally waste trying to thaw food. Cold War planners understood that any conflict in Northern Europe, the Arctic or Siberia would hinge not only on weapon systems, but on logistics. A well-fed soldier can march. A starving, freezing soldier becomes a casualty. Rations became part of the doctrine for long-range patrols like the US Army's LRRPs, Soviet Spetsnaz teams, and NATO's Arctic troops. These forces needed to remain mobile and silent. Rations that produced minimal waste, little smell, and required almost no cooking became essential. A soldier on a week-long reconnaissance mission might rely entirely on these compact meals, managing consumption like a fuel gauge. Modern survivalists can learn from this by rationing calorie-dense foods strategically during long treks. Start the day with fast-burn carbohydrates. Maintain energy with nuts or cheese. End the day with slow-burning fats. Cold War rations followed this exact rhythm. The most important modern takeaway is that cold is not an environment. It is an enemy. It pulls calories from your body without mercy. Understanding how Cold War armies approached nutrition teaches anyone camping, trekking or prepping that survival hinges more on metabolic planning than gear. If you were to replicate a Cold War-style ration today for a winter expedition, you could assemble it step by step. First, pack 2 freeze-dried meals per day for high carbohydrate intake. Next, add high-fat items like nut butters, cheese blocks and dense chocolate. Include a few foods that can be eaten frozen. Finally, add powdered drinks for electrolytes and rapid hydration even when water sources are ice. This mirrors exactly what soldiers carried into the frozen edges of the Cold War world. If you found this deep dive valuable and want more history-driven survival knowledge, make sure to subscribe to In the Beginning. Share this video with fellow history and Cold War enthusiasts so we can keep uncovering the stories behind the tools that shaped the world.